Hey there, I'm Norland. You must be intrigued by what you've seen in the previous video, leading to where we are now. If you have gained some fascination about root canal therapy, then buckle up, because you're finally going to find out that the little things that we do in your mouth mean a lot.
Working length determination. First, we memorize the ideal length of each tooth. In this video, I will be demonstrating with a maxillary right central incisor, or tooth 1-1. According to this table, the average length of a maxillary central incisor is 23 to 25 millimeters, from the incisal edge up to the root apex. With this information, we can prepare or purchase the appropriate length of our root canal files that we will be using for this procedure. Take an X-ray of the tooth to obtain the radiographic length of the tooth. Now, according to our measurements, the radiographic root length is 23 millimeters. Due to the slight inaccuracy of the radiographic films, we will reduce it down to around 0.5 millimeter allowance. We do a simple subtraction of the radiographic distortions to receive our trial working length. Now that we have obtained the trial working length, we will now use this measurement to achieve full exploration of the root canal, or what we call apical patency. We establish the incisal edge of the tooth as the reference point with a rubber stopper. Using the endodontic measuring block, we can pre-measure our files before exploration so that we may not extrude beyond the apex. Once our rubber stopper touches the incisal edge, we can take a radiograph to reconfirm our trial working length. Initial axis file selection. Now that we have established our working length, it is time to gain our initial axis file, or IAF in short. To gain the IAF, we must select the file that has a snug fit while it has reached the established working length. To check for a snug fit, simply pull back the file for testing. If you feel that there is a tug back or some slight tension upon withdrawal, then that shall be considered your IAF. Biomechanical preparation. Once you have acquired your IAF, prepare the 3 succeeding file sizes. The largest file of the 3 files will be your master axis file, or MAF in short. Biomechanical preparation is done by simply pre-curving the file, inserting the file into the canal, and doing specific motions such as watch winding with pull, and a turn and pull. Remember, when succeeding to the next file size, remember to irrigate the canal with sodium hypochlorite to avoid accumulation of dentinal mud. When your succeeding file will not enter into the canal with the full working length, do not force it in as you may cause strip perforations or even apical perforation. This may be caused by the creation of a ledge made by your previous file size. Return to your previous file size and redo the biomechanical manipulation. This protocol being done in this scenario is what we call recapitulation. Also, remember to irrigate before and after changing files. We have finally arrived to the MAF. Using the MAF, you must do a final circumferential filing motion to remove all ledges made by the previous files. Slightly introduce apical pressure to see if you have successfully created an apical constriction. Working length determination. First, we memorize the ideal length of each tooth. Then, we take a radiograph to check our radiographic root length. Now, according to our measurements, you can see that our radiographic root length is approximately around 20 millimeters. Now, to account for the radiographic distortions, we subtract 0.5 millimeters. We do a little and simple subtraction and we will come up with a result of 19.5 millimeters. 19.5 millimeters will be our trial root length. Using the trial root length, we will now be trying to achieve apical patency onto our tooth. Modifications will be done depending on the height of the reference point and the overall length of each root. Our trial working length may change and may become the final working length. Initial axis file selection. Now that we have established our working length, it is time to choose the file to be our initial axis file. Now we will be choosing first from size 15 and to check if it has a snug fit. So the size 15 does not have a snug fit. Now we move on to size 20. Size 20 seems loose. So let's skip to size 35 and we have a snug fit. We have a tug back from size 35. From both palatal and buccal canals. Size 35 will now be our initial axis file. Biomechanical preparation. We have now prepared the few succeeding files with desired working length. To start with the biomechanical preparation for the buccal canal. So starting with size 35, doing the specific file motion. Irrigate afterwards. And proceeding to file size 40. Always irrigate before and after filing. Let's proceed now to size 45. As you can see, size 45 is too large and could not achieve the full working length. But you could still file and negotiate for the canal. But it looks like it's not going through. I guess we have to recapitulate.
We will now use size 40, the previous file size, to recapitulate, to remove dentinal mud, and also to form the good tapering of the root canal internal anatomy. Thanks to our recapitulation, our file size 45 can now fit to the desired working length. We can now negotiate the file even further and reshape the internal anatomy of the canal. Reaching now to our master axis file, which is size 50. With this size 50, we can now do the final reshaping, final circumferential filing, and also to check for the apical constriction. Let's proceed now to the biomechanical preparation for the palatal canal, using the same set of files but at a different working length, starting with file size 35. Reaching now to our master axis file, which is size 50. We will now do the final circumferential filing, final tapering of the canal, and also to check for the apical constriction.
Working length determination. First, we memorize the ideal length of each tooth.
And now, we take the radiograph so that we may get the radiographic root length of the molar. Now, according to our radiograph, and according to our measurements, this molar is approximately around 19 millimeters long. So now, with the radiographic distortions, we have to subtract 0.5 millimeters. With the simple subtraction, we will come up now with 18.5 millimeters as our trial working length. We will now try to gain apical patency with our trial working length, and maybe during the time that we are taking the apical patency, we will have to do modifications of the trial working length based on the height of our reference point or the overall length of each root.
Biomechanical preparation.
For this case, we will be dealing with three canals: the mesiobuccal canal, the distobuccal canal, and the palatal canal. We will start with the distobuccal canal, with its IAF being size 20. Next, we will be doing the mesiobuccal canal with its IAF being size 20.
Okay. Go, bro. Let's go. Goods. Set of
Last
files
but not
for
the least, we
biomechanical
will now be
preparation of
doing the
palatal
biomechanical preparation for the palatal canal.
We're set. We have successfully filed all the canals of the molar. We good, bro?
Root canal therapy may look like a simple procedure, but it may be very complex depending on each root configuration of each tooth.
So I hope you enjoyed watching and learning with us about root canal therapy. Actually, the procedure isn't even over yet. Stay tuned as we will be posting more videos regarding root canal therapy. And while the night is still young, I know that you have other plans. Farewell and have a great night.